Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to the long-lost Blind Chef. I know it has been a long time. It's been way too long. I've had a lot of people asking, where's he at? Where'd the guy go? And anyway, so I am back. In fact, tonight I had planned to go live on YouTube, but I learned something tonight. See, this just shows what kind of YouTuber I am. But you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to mobile live stream. And so anyway, so this is being pre-recorded. I'll get it uploaded as soon as I can. I'm glad that you guys are with me today. And so I'm going to do something a little bit different. So a lot of times I'll do recipes out of my own head or something that someone has suggested for me to do. But anyway, today I'm going to do something a little different. So something that Paisley and I do once in a while is we order from HelloFresh. Some of you may have heard of that. Some of you have used it. Maybe you haven't. But anyway, it is a food box service. And so you go online, you say what meals you want, they ship it to you in a cooled box, and it has all kinds of fresh ingredients for you to use. So it's not pre-cooked, you have to cook it, but it's good food, and we've had a good time with it. And so anyway, I thought I'd share one with you that's pretty simple today. And so anyway, we're going to be making chicken sausage spaghetti with Italian zucchini. And so that's going to be awesome. But the way it works is that you get your meat that comes in a packet just like this on a bed of ice. And then everything else comes in a grocery bag, just like this. And so I'll show you what we're going to use today. So this is our chicken sausage. And so we will use that here in just a little bit. We also have a zucchini that is fresh. And I'm actually going to go ahead right now and rinse it off for us. And it is ready to cut up. It's a little softer than I would like, but it's okay. So anyway, what else do we have in the bag to show you? So we're also going to be using crushed tomatoes that they have in a carton for us. We have our spaghetti. So just dry spaghetti, just like if you were to buy it at the store. We've got a little thing of chicken stock that's already pre-measured. A lot of this is always pre-measured for you. Some Parmesan cheese in a little packet. A little tube of sour cream. And then we also have Italian seasoning. And that is all. It also is going to call for some things that you might already have in your kitchen. And so like today we're going to use a little bit of butter, some olive oil, and a little bit of sugar. But that is what we are going to start with. And so we are going to get started if you'll join me. Let's go. All right, so the first thing that we have done, I've already done it already, actually has gotten a pot of water on the stove as well as putting our broiler on high. And so that's preheating. And we're gonna first start out with cutting up this zucchini really quickly. And so what you're gonna do is take it and just slice it into circles, somewhat thin, but I'm gonna cut off the end. I'm going to cut off both the ends, like that. And then I'm just going to cut circles. Always watch your fingers, keep your thumb out of the way, keep your fingers above the blade. And I know with my visual impairment, sometimes I run into trouble with this. But it helps. So we're just going to cut circles just like this. I do like cutting vegetables though. It is really fun. I'm not a huge vegetable fan, as I have said before, but I have gotten better at it. Some of that's my wife's doing, getting me to eat more veggies. I'm definitely a meat kind of guy. And so anyway, so I have these cut into circles, and I'm going to take a few at a time and then set them up like this. Like tall, set them up on their ends, And then you take the knife and you're just gonna cut them in half so they're little half circles now. Just like this. Got those. Do these. And those. And I missed one. There's one. Okay. And so what we will do now is take a pan. We're going to spray some olive oil on it, and then we will put the zucchini on the pan. All right, guys, so I have my cookie sheet right here, and I have my olive oil spray, and I'm not great at this. I tend to sometimes get too much because of my vision. I don't want to sometimes I get too close to the pan. It ends up getting too much on it. And so if you prefer, get a little olive oil and put it on like a paper towel, and then kind of rub it down on the bottom of the cookie sheet, or that'll work. Or you can attempt it like I'm doing and, stay back and shoot the pan with your spray. And then I just use my hands to make sure I've got it all over like this. And then I'm going to put my zucchini on the pan. So I know the angles are kind of weird on this video because my tripod is kind of out of commission. And that's part of why I haven't been on in a while. But I was like, you know what, we're going to do it anyway. And so, anyway, I'm missing the top of my tripod that holds my phone on. And so, anyway, we're still going with it. So I'm just making sure all these half circles are spread apart and get them on the cookie sheet here. A couple of these, I think, I'm actually going to cut again a little bit thinner. While we're here. This is supposed to feed 2. And of course, the zucchini with this recipe is kind of supposed to be kind of just a side. I mean, most of what you're eating is the spaghetti and the sauce, but this is kind of just a topping. And so, anyway, I have these trayed up like this. There they are. And what I'm gonna do now is we've got the Italian seasoning, if I can find it. Here it is in this package. And just rip it open. And we're gonna take half of what's in here. If I can get it, got a little oil on my hands. All right, I'm gonna take half of this seasoning and just sprinkle it on this zucchini all over like that. A little bit more, I don't think I got half, because the rest of it is going to go in our spaghetti sauce. And so that kind of sticks pretty well. Get just a little bit more. All right, so there is that. And then, dust it off my hands there. And then it just calls for a little bit of black pepper. So I have my black pepper grinder. I'm gonna put a little bit of that. Or a lot, I don't know. I do like black pepper, so make sure it's all on there. Okay, and so those are all seasoned up right there. And so we are going to put those in the broiler for 5 to 7 minutes. And something else that I've already done is started boiling a pot of water, and we'll get our noodles cooking. So we'll be back in just a second. All right, y'all, I am back. I'm over here at the stove. I have a pot of boiling water. See if I can get it on the camera. There it is. Pot of boiling water. It's just getting close to boiling here. It's a light boil right now. But I think we're actually going to go ahead and put these noodles in this pot. So we're just going to dump them in and try to get them all in the pot. There we go. I've got a noodle spoon that we'll use to make sure we push them all down in here in a minute as they get soft. I put them in just a little bit early, but I'm getting ready to pull that zucchini out. So that is going to start softening, and I will pull the zucchini out and we'll check it. We'll be right back. All right, guys, so I've just pulled the zucchini out here. You can see it. My glass is fogged up, it's so warm. But anyway, it's just a little bit, like I say, it's just gonna go on top of our spaghetti here in just a minute. So anyway, I'm gonna set this to the side, try to keep it warm, and we'll get started on the sauce. Y'all, so I have my noodles going right there. Then I've got another pot over here. Some people use a skillet, but I am going to use a pot so that I don't lose a lot of my meat. But anyway, about to start cooking the meat in here. I'm actually going to put just a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of this pan. And then we are going to put the chicken sausage in and then get that cooking. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I have the chicken cooking. As you can hear it sizzling, this ground chicken sausage. And I'm using a kind of a flat, kind of spatula type of wooden spoon to break it up into smaller pieces. Because what we're doing is this is making our sauce. I love the fact that it's not just, we're not just, pouring a jar in and, warming it up. They kind of make it where you get to kind of make it a little fresher yourself. And so we also have the noodles cooking right over here. So I'm just smashing this stuff up so that it will cook a bit faster. And like I said, I'm using a pot like this instead of a skillet because it's got high sides, and a lot of times when I'm stirring stuff, I tend to kind of toss things out of the skillet unless it's a pretty big skillet. And so I like to cook ground beef and chicken and things like that in the bottom of a pot, and I lose a lot less food. We don't want to have to waste anything. So anyway, just letting this cook. The zucchini is done, and I tasted it. It tastes really good. And I don't think this will take a long time to cook. I'm cooking it pretty quick. It's on medium to high heat. But I also want to make sure, because this is something hard that's kind of, you can't really, stick a meat thermometer in necessarily like you can like a chicken breast. But I just want to make sure I give it plenty of time. And then we're gonna, and it's okay if it's not fully cooked by the time we add the tomatoes and the sauce here in just a minute, because it will continue to cook as it still becomes a sauce. And so, anyway, I think I've got that chopped up real good. I'm gonna let this cook for just a few minutes. Listen to that sizzle. Love it. So anyway, gonna let that cook for just a few minutes, and then I will start adding the ingredients to our sauce. See you in a sec. All right, y'all, so we are back, and this chicken is just about finished, so we're gonna add in the stuff that's gonna make our sauce, and we use all the grease that's in there. We don't strain anything off. So anyway, first off, we're gonna add to our pot this packet of chicken stock. See if I can get it open all right. Perfect. And we're just gonna pour this in. Just like that. Just gonna squeeze it out. Take your stir and stir that in just a little bit. It's smelling wonderful. It really is. Then we're going to add our tomatoes. Comes in this nice little, kind of looks like a juice box. You know those little juice boxes? It's exactly what it is. So anyway, see if we can figure out how to open this thing. Good thing y'all can't, well, maybe you can see down there. I probably am opening this the wrong way. Well, you never open a juice box, do you? All right, y'all, so I finally figured out how to open it. Well, I still didn't, but I used a knife and cut a hole in it. So now, we're gonna add the tomatoes. You know what, let's just go ahead and open it all the way up. There we go. Dump that in the pot. Perfect. If at first you don't succeed, try another way. Or try again. And that almost took too long because that meat was starting to stick a little bit. But anyway, so now we've got the meat, the chicken sausage, we have the chicken stock, we have the diced tomatoes, and so now it has officially become a really nice sauce. And we're gonna keep adding a couple more things, but let me check on the noodles real quick. Kind of shake those off. Okay, those are just about done. I think I'm gonna let those go just a little bit longer. But anyway, so we added the chicken stock, we added the tomatoes. We're going to add a tablespoon of butter. Gotta have the butter, right? And put it right in there. Also, we're going to add some sour cream. Love sour cream. Use that knife again to poke a little hole. And we will squeeze sour cream into there. And this kind of makes it, I like this idea because it's not just a real red sauce. Adding that butter and sour cream kind of gives it a really interesting flavor, I think, and color. And it smells really good. And let that butter melt in there a little bit. Then it also asks us to add a teaspoon or two of sugar. I got some right there. Bam, just like that. If you've ever seen Emeril Lagasse on the Food Network, and you know what, maybe we'll do just a little bit more. Bam. Okay, I think that's plenty. We will stir that up. Add just a couple more things here. The noodles are done. The zucchini is done. We are just putting this sauce together. And then the last thing here is to go ahead and add, except I've lost it. We're going to add the rest of our Italian seasoning as soon as I can find it. But anyway, we'll be right back. All right, guys, found the Italian seasoning. We're gonna dump that in the pot. There we go. And then we are gonna give it, oh man, it smells good. Then we're gonna give that a stir. Turn the fire off of our noodles, because those babies are done. We're gonna let this sauce marinate for just a few minutes. We'll also add a little bit, I like this steak seasoning. This is my own. See, this is where I'm going off the rails a little bit here, but it's a garlic, salt, pepper grinder. I'm gonna add that to it. It did say to add salt and pepper, but why not a little garlic too? So, add that, stir that up. Let this simmer, and let's get our noodles ready. All right, y'all, so I'm back. So I put my colander. I got this colander right here, and it's one of these that folds up and is really nice for storage, but I've got it put in the sink, and I'm going to grab our noodles here, and we're gonna dump the water off. Just like that. Shake it around just a little bit. Get a lot of the water off. And I think we're ready to plate. All right, you also have my plate of spaghetti right here. And I've got my sauce. That looks really good. And then we'll just put it right on top. Just like that. Almost missed the plate there, but hey, it looks good. All right, y'all, well, here is the full plated version. I've got the zucchini on there as well as the sauce and the noodles. And I've got a fork here, and we're about to taste. Now, this isn't the best thing to be trying to eat on camera. Like a kid, right? Noodles going everywhere. But anyway, tastes really good. Let's taste this zucchini. The zucchini's really good. So anyway, try this out. Try HelloFresh, or just take the ingredients I gave and have a good time with it. This has been The Blind Chef. I know it's been a little crazy. Haven't done this in a while. Didn't have my tripod, but hey, we had a good time. So, hey, like and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos. See ya.